You ever notice how we cheer for others way more than ourselves? Like we're all about saying, yeses, go for it. But when it's our turn, we're like, maybe later. Yeah, I get it. A lot of us do that. It tells us that most of the limits we think we have aren't walls, they're just shadows on the wall. They look solid until you turn the light on. And that light, that's self-empowerment. Now, don't get it twisted. Self-empowerment isn't about pretending everything is perfect or forcing confidence you don't feel. It's not fake it till you make it energy. It's more like, I may not feel strong right now, but I'm choosing to move like someone who refuses to stay stuck. Let me tell you something I learned the hard way. Nobody is coming to save you. And that's not negative, it's freeing. Once you realize you are the main character of your life, you start acting like it. Psychology calls this locus of control basically. Who do you believe is driving the car of your life? If it's always someone else, you'll always feel powerless. When you realize the steering wheel is in your hands, things shift. Slowly, but they shift. I remember a season in my own life when I felt like everything was happening to me. Life was just flinging situations at me like dodgeballs. I felt drained, irritated, and honestly kind of lost. I kept waiting for anyone to show up and fix things. But guess what? No one came. And that moment stung. But it also snapped something awake in me. I realized I had to change things myself. Maybe you feel that way too. One thing psychology teaches is that empowerment grows when you start taking small actions that prove to your own mind, I've got this, not big actions. Not life-changing leaps, just small ones. Why? Because the brain doesn't believe what you promise, it believes what you do. When's the last time you actually kept a promise to yourself? And you said, I'm doing this, and did it? Self-empowerment also comes from knowing who you are. Not what people think you are. Not what you pretend to be to avoid drama. Not what you had to be to survive a tough season. Who you truly are. Psychology says our identity is shaped by the stories we repeat to ourselves. So let me ask you this. What story have you been telling yourself? That you're not good enough? That you're always late to success? That you don't deserve nice things? That your past messed you up too much? Listen, sometimes the story isn't even yours. It came from parents, teachers, partners, society, whoever. If you don't question your story, you'll keep living it. Remember, you live your story. One of the most empowering things you can do is start editing that story. Not lying editing, shifting, reframing, turning I always mess things up into I'm learning and improving. Turning people don't take me seriously into I'm growing into someone who demands respect. Turning I'm too late into I'm right on time for my journey. That's not delusion, that's self-empowerment. That's psychology. And it works. Now, another layer to this is boundaries. Boundaries are like the boring vegetables of self-growth, nobody's excited about them. But they low-key keep you alive. Empowerment means saying no without guilt, saying yes with intention, and not letting people treat you like a backup character in your own story. Can I be honest for a second? The first time I actually said no to something I didn't want to do, like truly didn't want to do, it felt like I unlocked a new level in life. It was awkward, it was weird, but it felt like power. That's what boundaries do, they put you back in your own seat. Psychology talks about self-efficacy, which is just a way of asking, how much do you trust yourself to handle life? Honestly, most people struggle with that. But trust builds when you take action and stick to your goals. Think about your life right now. Is there something you've been putting on pause? A dream you parked because life got loud? Something that felt too big or too scary so you just tucked it away? Here's the truth. The fear isn't going anywhere. You don't overcome fear by thinking you overcome fear by moving. Action is the antidote. There's this simple rule I swear by, start before you feel ready. I've done this so many times, especially with things that felt too big. Making changes, starting projects, stepping into new seasons. I never felt fully ready, but doing it anyway. That's how you build power. That's how you build character. That's how you build a life you're proud of. And speaking of pride, self-empowerment means being able to look at your own life and say, I built this. I fought for this. I showed up for me. Even if it's not perfect. Even if it's still in progress. Even if you're still figuring it out, progress counts. Small wins count. Showing up counts. What if you stopped doubting yourself? Picture your life without those doubts. What would change? who would you become? Empowerment is all about imagination and action. One thing that helps is surrounding yourself with people who speak life into you, not those who drain your spirit. Your circle matters. Your environment matters. Energy is contagious, and if you're always around people who don't believe in themselves, it's hard to believe in you. So be honest, are the people around you lifting you up or weighing you down? And let's not act like we haven't all been guilty of lowering our own standards just to keep someone else comfortable. Empowerment means you stop shrinking. You stop dimming your light. You stop making excuses for those who won't grow with you. If someone feels uncomfortable when you level up, that's on them. Now let's dive into self-forgiveness. We all mess up. But holding on to guilt forever? That's like drinking poison and waiting for someone else to get sick. Psychology shows that empowerment grows when you let go of shame and start focusing on what you can do next. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to be willing. And here's a little personal bit. One of the biggest shifts in my life happened when I started forgiving myself for what I didn't know back then. I stopped beating myself up for mistakes and started learning from them. That's what mature empowerment looks like. Growth, not punishment. By the way, you know that saying, what you don't change, you choose. Yeah, that one stings, but it's true. If you want a more empowered life, you've got to choose it. Not someday. Not when things magically get easier. Now, so here's my call to action for you. Yes, you listening right now. Do one thing today that your future self will totally appreciate. Just a small choice like setting a boundary, starting a project, or even taking a break. Whatever it is, just take that step. And if you're watching this on YouTube right now, drop a comment telling one small thing you're choosing today to take your power back. Don't overthink it. Don't be shy. This is your space, your journey, your growth. Remember this, you are stronger than you think and more capable than you've ever been told. The power isn't out there somewhere. It's in you. You just have to decide to use it. Let's grow, let's rise, and let's stop sleeping on ourselves. If this message hit you even a little bit, make sure you like the video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe for more content that feeds your mind, heart, and spirit. Your empowerment starts now. Let's go.